Welcome back to Fix It Fool's Garage, where today we're going to be working on this ancient piece of farm equipment. This motor is what I believe to be the same Chevy 250 inline 6 that powers my dad's black Chevy C10. If you're anything like me, you're probably wondering what this whole rig is and know what it may have been used for. It was some type of well drilling equipment. I'm Evan, and you're here on Fix It Fool's Garage. If we do a walk around this thing's running absolutely no belt, no radiator. It's got some fun wiring. If you look down in there, it looks pretty dry. And it seems like we have almost no oil. Stick's a little wet. This drive shaft off the back of this 3-speed transmission seems to be disconnected, which would lead to this big old belt, which would come back here and spin this tire and this wheel and do something here and something back there, but I'm not too entirely sure. Now this thing does actually have a gas tank, but it's completely empty and completely disconnected. This runs a Rochester carb. Okay, so we'll see if we can free up some of those linkages, but I don't think it matters all that much because we're just trying to get it to idle. So I think the first course of action is dump some old oil in that cap and throw some Marvel Mystery in the cylinders and hook a battery up. For the sake of getting this thing running at least for a few minutes, I'm highly doubtful that we're gonna get this thing running. I'm gonna throw some oil in there. This is some older oil. And I'm also going to shove Marvel Mystery down the carb. Just a little, not too much. Because this carb has been open the entire time this thing has sat, so I'm not even sure if we're gonna be able to get past the intake. So let's get some oil in this thing and pull the spark plugs. Now, if this is the same motor as what's in my dad's, which I'm pretty confident, this spark plug wrench should work great. Wow, that didn't even take too much to break. The best part about working on an engine that's been open like this is everything's pretty easy to access. And tell me why that spark plug doesn't even look very bad, but let's shove some Marvel Mystery oil down in there. Well, I just spilled that everywhere, but we're gonna give these cylinders a few good pumps of this good stuff in there. We'll just set that back in there so I don't lose it. We'll go ahead and get all these in there, and we'll also check for spark while we're in here. Here's the battery out of my 1966 Dodge Dart I'm gonna throw in here. But something like this would have been used on a farm like this to guarantee water to the crops, and I assume that's why this one's here on the property. Now, I'm not sure where they put this battery, but seems good enough to me right here. Before I turn this over by key, I'm gonna get the correct size crank bolt and see if I can turn it over by hand. If I had to guess, this engine is most likely very seized, but never mind. You know what? Never mind. I am loosening the crank bolt. That's my bad. Hold on. Let's try now. We're moving. Oh, we hit a hard spot. That was a hard spot. It must have been. Oh, let's go back around. Oh, shot out one of our spark plugs, so there's compression. There's that hard spot again. Just go back and forward for a minute. We went past that hard spot. Oh, there that hard spot is again. The other way. And I'm gonna shoot some more Marvel Mystery oil in those spark plug holes real quick, and then we'll continue. Let's try again. Some good compression. Oh, there's that hard spot. Oh, broke through it. I think that's this engine unseized pretty much. It feels pretty good and there's compression. What do you say we bump it with the starter? Not a good time for my button to be sticking, but I'm gonna hit this starter a little. Oh! Come on, engage. Sounds pretty healthy. Sounds good to me. Let's get these spark plugs back. Let's get all but one of these spark plugs back in. See if we can get some spark. We're gonna see if I can just fabricate something up, because I can already tell my coil is not connected to anything. Now, these all go to the negative side of the coil, so I'm just gonna see if I could just shove them all in the negative terminal of the battery. Let's open up this distributor just to get a gander at what's in here. Alright, doesn't look that bad. Our points are right here. Let's make sure these move. Yep, they move alright. We just need to make sure this coil is getting power. I'm gonna run to the shop and grab some test leads. After I found out I lost audio and wasted all that time doing test lead stuff, I decided I might actually come out here and wire it. So I came up here and I wired the negative side of the coil straight down to the distributor down here using some very interesting techniques, but it works. And then I sent the positive side of the coil straight to the positive lead on the battery terminal. And now we have spark with that clip right there. If you guys have gotten this far in the video, I'd really appreciate it if you guys go down there and like and subscribe and comment your favorite part about this video. It helps a lot and it helps us keep pumping out content like this for you guys. And if we get, let's say, 5,000 likes on this video, we will take this engine out from this field and we will rebuild it and maybe put something in it and maybe make it a fast 6-cylinder. Who knows, but let's move on to whatever's next. So it's pretty windy out here, so I'm gonna make this quick. The last thing we need to do before this thing hopefully should run, because it hasn't run this far, is take this carb off, take it home, soak it so we can free up all these linkages and get it running. So let's take it off. It's actually pretty loose. Who knew this would be easy? No, I just didn't know it would want to come off that easy. This rubber line is actually in very good condition for being sitting in the desert for like 60 years. I guess that works.
Ew.
That is great. Fastest way to remove your car, like this. Carburetor off the engine. But real quick, come take a look at this little. Take a look in there. It's not as bad as I thought it would be, but I'd be curious to see what's up in there. Now, I've had this carburetor soaking in our parts washer for a few days, and I managed to get this throttle linkage unstuck, and actually kind of feels like the accelerator pump might be working. So let's go ahead and pull this apart real quick, and then we'll take it down there and throw it on. If I can even get these screws out. Oh, wow. That was surprisingly easy. We're just gonna clean out all the passages in here, and then throw it back together, and we'll take it down there to be put back on. I'm excited to see what the inside of this carb looks like. It actually doesn't look too bad from the outside. Well, my gasket's ripped in half, but we'll see if we can silicone that back together. But other than that, this carburetor actually looks to be in really nice shape. Let's clean it out and see if we can silicone it back together. We'll let this horribly put together carb seal up, and I'll be back to you in a few minutes to put it back on. Well, we're back out here with some slight wind and some tractor work going on in the background. So let's get this carburetor bolted back on and see if this thing will run. I'm already seeing a potential vacuum leak right there that I might need to fix, but yeah. Now I'm gonna hook up our new, much bigger battery. Hopefully we should get some more cranking out of this. Alrighty, let's just... Alright, let's throw some fuel in that. See if maybe... Come on, drink up. That's probably way too much, but let's give her a shot. Now while I crank this time, I'm also gonna put my finger over. The only thing I think that's left that's stopping this engine from really firing up is how fast this engine is spinning when starting. So I'm gonna go through and clean up some of these grounds and stuff because I've noticed the wires have got pretty hot. I also got some new plug wires just so these stop falling off the distributor when I'm trying to run it. So let's throw those new plug wires on, get some of this wiring tidied up, and we'll continue and see if we can get this thing to run tonight, hopefully. First thing I'm gonna do is just throw these donor plug wires on because these ones are all messed up and they just keep falling off when I'm trying to do anything with it. So I'm just gonna throw on some donor ones. Well, we've got new plug wires on 4 out of the 5. Now we've got new plug wires on 4 out of the 5 cylinders. I have some more plug wires at home if I really think that's the culprit, but now to get this engine cranking over faster, I'm just going to go through, add grounds, clean grounds, make better connections on everything. So I'm going to do that now. Test. Wow, okay. It's not faster per se, but it was shooting stuff out the top. So I actually have a temporary fuel system I want to hook up here. So let me grab that and show it to you. Now this right here is actually for a gravity fed fuel system for small motorcycles, but we're gonna make it work. Oh, spilling. Let me see if I have a screwdriver to tighten that down. We got fuel there. I'm not spilling anything, I don't think. So I went ahead and pulled off the valve cover, and shocker, all of these valves look amazing. They look better than my dad's truck. So I hooked up some jumper cables and it was still cranking really slow. So I really don't think this is an engine problem. By now, I think this engine would have started if it could have just cranked a little bit faster. Now, I think that's gonna do it for this engine right here. As I'm sitting here thinking what else to do other than put a starter in it, I really don't want to do that because it's a junkyard engine. But maybe with a different carb, it might start at this speed, but I don't feel like putting that into it. But if you guys think we should pull this engine off, I mean, it's just set on here, so if anyone was mad at how I treated this engine in this video, carb's open and it's just sitting here. If you guys think I should get this engine going and put it in something and bring it back from the dead, 5,000 likes and I'll come out here and put some money into it. But until then, it's just a 6-cylinder. But if you guys like this video, make sure you guys go down below and like and comment and subscribe, and stay up to date with everything we do here on Fix It Fools Garage. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.